Yeah.
Because if you just do one aspect of the teaching, there isn't the balance that he was after. So he was very disappointed with this tendency, and it often happened when a teacher studied at a certain period where only that thing was emphasized and then left and didn't maintain their contact. For example, P.D. Ouspensky was there for maybe a 5-year period in the early 20s or the late teens.
Mm-hmm.
And he drastically changed his teachings in the next 20 years or 30 years.
After he'd been with
Right. And he tried many things and saw what the effects were. He was an experimenter.
Mm-hmm.
And to some degree, he was still learning himself and had acquired more being and more understanding toward the end of his life. So his approach very much changed. So the various students and pupils who left at various points tended to teach those specific things.
The things that they themselves were most
were able to
interested in.
grasp.
Yes.
And this causes that phenomenon. My own belief is anyone who's seriously interested in pursuing his teaching really needs to look at balancing all these aspects, in which case the kinds of divisions you're speaking of become less desirable.
One would think so, but there does seem to be a great polarization with some of the groups to the point of secrecy and not
Sure.
having contact with other, even other schools within the organization.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think this is a tendency of people and not the teaching.
Yes.
So whatever one is interpreting, whether it be Christianity or Islam or Theosophy, there can be a wide range of what you do with it.
Indeed. Indeed.
And so depending on who you meet representing that school, you get a totally different flavor of what that is. So the fruits aren't necessarily dependent on the teacher.
Well, speaking to that point, let's just say that this appealed to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, depending where I was, I might open a book at a bookstore and pull out a bookmark, or I might dial a phone number or click on something on the internet. How is it that one should judge their teacher? How does one judge that they're going in a good direction?
Well, this is a hard question. And this comes to the root of what Gurdjieff was trying to teach, is to have a sense of conscience.
Yes.
To have when you have a degree of awareness and presence, you can see what the inner higher self says in response to the person one's with.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a hard question because we also have our reactions, and sometimes our reactions are just based not on what we need, but on our habits. So it's a matter of being able to really peel off the outer layers enough to see from one's highest place whether what one is approaching feels right.
There tends to be, I think, one of the things that, for me, it seems that if there doesn't seem to be enough sacrifice, and sacrifice not so much from the material end, but sacrifice that happens interior, that the scary places that are investigated, the interior and scary places, the places that tend to be difficult to think about and through. That if a teacher comes along that makes you feel too good about the place that you are, that they probably are not doing a whole lot for your development.
Right.
Would you say that's valid?
I think that's valid.